Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in to the BAM podcast. I'm Mike Lafferty, your host, here with Jacob Blackmon. Jacob, how you doing tonight?
I am well.
All right. Before we get started, I'm going to play our introduction. I want you to know that indicates that we are a professional podcast. High production value operation here. No silly nonsense here. And today we're here to talk about Transformers Earthspark, and also to remind you that we are doing an actual play of Renegade Game Studios Transformers RPG on Saturday after Christmas. It's our very Transformers Christmas adventure run by Jacob Blackmon, and tinyurl.com/TransformersXmas will get you directly to the YouTube page for that. So, you're going to get some socks for Christmas, maybe some gift cards. It's kind of lame when you get over a certain age, but here at BAMF, we have a special gift for you. It's Transformers and Christmas. What could be better? So, Jacob, tell us about Transformers Earthspark and what's going on with that.
Transformers Earthspark just released their final 2 episodes. When season 3 ended last year, we believed that was going to be the end of it because they had made indications that the toys weren't selling well, and when the toys don't sell well, the show gets canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So that was every indication of what was happening. But like 2 months ago, they announced we are going to release these 2 special episodes, and these are the capstone episodes that will end Earthspark.
Okay.
For those of you who are not familiar with Transformers Earthspark, it is one of the newer Transformer series that takes place in the modern day, with the caveat that the Transformers showed up in the 1980s like they did in the original Generation 1 cartoon. The one thing that this show has done that no other Transformers series has done is it takes place after the war has ended. So it is entirely new ground. You will have Decepticons fighting alongside the Autobots sometimes. Megatron is a regular character who operates side by side with Optimus Prime.
So is this kind of IDW continuity, or?
No, it is its own continuity.
Okay.
But it does have some, it does have some connections with IDW because they, when they created the aligned continuity long ago, they pretty much established the background with the 13 primes and all that, and that has been the official background of the Transformers for every continuity since then.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. So Megatron was not a gray villain. He wasn't an anti-hero. He wasn't as presented in the G1 cartoon. He was pretty much a war criminal.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they address that in the show?
Megatron has been much like Magneto when, over the course of time, has become a much more complex character. And in the modern continuity of Transformers, Megatron started the Decepticons because Cybertron was inherently unfair.
Mm-hmm.
He was a much like what we saw in Transformers 1, he was a minor. And there was no way to elevate his position because there was a thing called functionalism in place, where based on what you transformed into, That was your job, and you could never rise above your station no matter what. So he started a revolution. He started a revolution with Optimus Prime. Unfortunately, some people live long enough to see themselves become the bad guys, and that's what happened. He and Optimus started diverging their paths. Megatron wanted power and rule because of the utter corrupt system. Optimus wanted to change the system from within, so they pretty much diverged, and the war escalated from there.
Okay, cool. So who are they fighting?
There are entirely new villains in this, with and sometimes some villains that we're very familiar with. In this, there are still Decepticons on Earth, even though the war is over, but they have taken up more criminal elements since they're no longer soldiers and such.
Okay.
And there is an organization that many of the characters, Optimus, Megatron, and the mother of the family who we follow belong to, called Ghost, who are responsible for policing illegal Transformer activity.
Interesting. Okay, so they're fighting Dead Ender Decepticons. Are there aliens involved?
We do have other aliens involved. The Quintessons show up. Yeah.
Okay.
So we get a lot of neat, interesting stuff going on there. The main impetus of the show is the fact that the two children of the family we follow, the Maltos, the two children are empowered by one of the artifacts of the original 13 Primes. And this gives them a pair of cyber sleeves that not only gives them ability to feel the emotions and have an inherent connection with each other, but it also allows them to have the same empathic powers with the Terrans, who are a new species of Transformers.
Oh, okay.
They are not Cybertronians. They are born on Earth, and they don't need energon to function. They soak in water, and it rejuvenates them.
Interesting. I didn't know about that. So how'd you like these last two episodes?
The show overall, I enjoyed. It's very kidified because it's designed for a younger audience. So there are times where you have to go through some of the cringe kid episodes, but in general, I really liked this show because of the creative turn it took. And yeah, these final two episodes, for the most part, I enjoyed. There are two episodes. You can stream them on Paramount Plus, I believe. Paramount Plus.
Okay.
The first is Hometown Heroes, and the second is Legacy of Hope.
Okay.
Hometown Heroes is the weaker story of the two, but it sets up Legacy of Hope. With Hometown Heroes, you find the older son, Robbie Malto, has been kind of abusing his cyber sleeve powers, using it to like skid through town to get to school instead of taking the bus. Like his parents want him to have a normal childhood, but he's like, I'm a superhero, I should be able to use my powers anytime I want, because he's a 13, 14-year-old.
Yeah, I got one of those. I know what that can be like. All right, well, cool.
But that results in a lot of problems, and he starts getting trending. He's trending online for the abuse of his powers, and this attracts attention of a couple of bullies who bully him in ways that are in fact highly illegal. They kidnap him and dump him on the edge of town, just so he has to walk back into town to get home.
Okay.
It's like then and they try to run him over in their car several times as he goes to school. It's like, this is stuff he should be contacting the police about. But because he is a teenager and is bad at explaining the situation, the bullies are able to control the narrative, and Robbie gets punished instead of the bullies being punished.
Okay. So
the bullies, you'll find out, are also being manipulated by one of the long-term villains of the series, who is an evil mad scientist.
What's his name?
The evil mad scientist is called Mandroid by the Terrans. That's the name they gave him.
Interesting. I just my kids spent a lot of time watching Rescue Bots, which oddly enough is the longest running of any Transformers media, and because the toys sold pretty well. The main villain on there was voiced by Tim Curry, and he was a evil mad scientist called Dr. Morocco. So, for what it's worth, I keep wondering if they'll do more with the Rescue Bots, just because they had a lot of young fans who were getting older. But yeah, although they have worked those same characters into some of the toy line releases.
So. Oh yeah, some of the Rescue Bots have started showing up as regular figures in the toys.
Yeah, I got my kid a couple of those. So, just out of curiosity, does the Renegade Studios Transformers RPG, which you can find, Jacob, I don't know if you knew that, but https renegadegamestudios.com/transformers-home. You can go check out that RPG right now.
Yeah, and I highly recommend it. Even though I am biased, I have written for Renegade Game Studios. I was a freelance writer for the Transformers 1 source book, so I have some bias towards them. I do love their games. I think they are fun. I think they represent the genre well. Yeah. Cool.
So you're giving a thumbs up to Transformers Earthspark. If I want to check it out, head over to Paramount.
Yes.
And okay.
So, and I am going to be going into some spoilers here for those who don't want spoilers. You should probably leave now, because what goes on in the next episode is amazing, and I love it because of the history of Transformers. So, Legacy of Hope. One of the things that happens at the very end of Hometown Heroes is they get the space bridge to Cybertron open and working again. They haven't had an open space bridge to Cybertron since the end of the war 15 years prior to the series starting. And so they go back into Cybertron, and they find out that Cybertron has been taken over by a character known as the Liege Maximo, who has been gathering Autobots and Decepticons under his banner to try to create a new Cybertronian civilization. And one of the ways he's doing this is controlling who gets Energon. You find out over the course of the show that he has been manipulating the artifacts of the 13 primes, having gone across the universe over untold millennia, hunting down the original 13 Primes, apparently slaying or defeating them somehow, and stealing each of their artifacts. So over the course of this, we see him pull out the Star Saber, the Requiem Blaster, the Time Knife, the Enigma of Combination. The only things he needs to complete his plan are the Ember Stone, which the kids have as part of their cyber sleeves, and the Matrix of Leadership, which of course Optimus Prime has. And once he gets these together, he'll be able to enact his grand plan.
Interesting. Hey, is my boy Hot Rod here at all?
Hot Rod does in fact show up. Yes, at the very end of Hometown Heroes, he is one of the first characters who passes through the space bridge, and unfortunately, this show does nothing to help all the Hot Rod hate, because you find out quickly that Hot Rod is one of the Autobots who has fallen under the wing of Liege Maximo.
Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, people can do something with that character, but they just don't. So, all right.
Yeah, but he was promised a lot by Prime. Prime apparently abandoned him, and Liege Maximo has promised a way out. So he's, desperate times, desperate people do desperate things.
All right. So, do we have any idea what's coming next for Transformers Media? Is this the last hurrah?
The current Transformers series that is going on is a web exclusive series called Cyberverse, where apparently various Autobots and Decepticons are trapped in a simulated world and forced to compete in various games against each other in order to continue surviving.
Okay, well, so that's something you look for on YouTube or whatnot, then, right?
That is something you can find on their official YouTube channel.
Okay.
There is an official Transformers YouTube channel.
All right.
So, one of the things I got to say about the Liege Maximo and what he's doing, and again, like I said, this is heavy spoiler territory. We have to go back to the olden days of the Transformers comics. After they finished the Transformers comics in Marvel, there was a short-lived series called Generation 2. And in Generation 2 was a new enemy called the Cybertronian Empire, with a guy who was constantly fighting them called Jaxus, the Liege Centurio. He apparently worked for a guy who we only later found out called the Liege Maximo in like the last couple of issues. And it was only on the final page where we got to see a picture of the Liege Maximo. Okay. He's this huge devil-looking guy. See, here's a regular-sized Transformer guy, Liege Maximo.
Yeah, he's got that weird space octopus thing going on. All right, cool. Those a deep cut, as the kids
all
say.
This stuff up here,
yeah,
that's important too.
Okay.
That is called the Hub Network. It is planets that have been forcibly cyberformed and then dragged with rocket boosters across the galaxy to the farthest outreaches of space and connected to the Hub Network in some grand design that the Liege Maximo has. And that's the plot of what's going on in the final episode of Earthspark. When Liege Maximo gets a hold of the artifacts, he starts creating the hub network. We see tentacles come up off of Cybertron and start like grabbing onto the moons and reaching out towards planets that are in the solar system with Cybertron. And it's like, and I'm sitting there on the couch going, oh my God, he's creating the hub.
Or how many people get that?
And this is from 1993, from comic writer Simon Furman, who created that character and ideology, and that is carried on into modern day. That's just freaking awesome and amazing.
All right, so cool. So something to check out. Once again, if you want to see our Transformers TTRPG
Yes,
session, tinyurl.com/Transformers Xmas. We'll be playing it right here on this channel on Saturday night, about 7 o'clock Mountain. I'll be playing Cosmos. So,
yep. We're going to have Mike playing Cosmos. We're going to have famous game producer and writer Owen K.C. Stevens as Ironhide, who's his favorite character. And we're going to have Scott Cronson as Bumblebee.
Should be fun. Did you want to do any unboxing, or should we call it a show?
I can unbox some toys if you want.
No, we just do one. We don't want to spoil anyone's appetite for Christmas.
All right. So yeah, I got some. I recently ordered some new figures online. I know what's in these, but this should be a fun treat for everyone.
The anticipation.
Indeed, you can just hear the ASMR of the knife slicing through the tape. So, this is from Super 7, producers of fine intellectual properties. And this is a new series in their Reaction Plus line, where they are based on the original G.I. Joe O-ring figures. They have much more articulation than their standard Reaction figures, which have pretty much shoulder and hip joints and head joints, and that's it. So I got some of the newest figures here. These are the Back to the Future figures.
Oh.
There are 3 in this first set. This is 1950s Marty, and he comes with the guitar that he played during the prom scene. Next here, we've got 1980s Marty with his life jacket. That little joke. And he comes with a skateboard.
All right. Does it come with a tab?
Nope, just the skateboard.
Right.
No tab. And then Doc Brown wearing the radiation suit, and he's got the remote control for the DeLorean.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Now, what's fun is I couldn't find it before I had to get ready for the show. I have the Gigawatt Transformer.
Oh, nice.
So I have a appropriate DeLorean car to go along with these figures. So that's going to be fun to do as some diorama and posing and stuff.
Cool. All right. You know what? I think I can find a picture of that guy. Hang on a sec. Just gotta find one that can actually show on the air.
Yeah, he's I don't know if he's shown up in anything official, but I know he's shown up in like crossover comics where they've done like Transformers meets Back to the Future.
Yeah, there he is right there. I think he's Ecto 1. He just exists in that continuity. We don't actually see him outside of there. But
Yeah.
no, it is a cool concept.
I've seen a lot of folks who do the stop motion with their toys. They make short films on YouTube. Quite a few of them have used Gigawatt in some of their shows. So that's been fun to see.
That's cool. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing like cartoon adaptations of any of those crossovers. Star Trek, the Ghostbusters, the Back to the Future, any of that stuff could be kind of fun. So, all right. Well, I am gonna be ready to call it a show.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for checking us out, everybody. And don't forget Saturday, 7 p.m. Mountain, tinyurl.com/Transformers Xmas. We will be running a demo session of Renegade Studios Transformers RPG. Don't want to miss it.
Indeed.
It'll be fun. So, all right, guys, we'll catch you next time on the BAM Podcast. Almost off the air. So, hang on. Wait. I hit the wrong